Hello, that's better. I can see now. Um, my glasses are really dirty. I haven't cleaned them in a while. How are you? I am fully aware that it's been far too long. I do apologise. I've just been so busy. I don't even know what day today is. I think it's the 6th. I know that much. I think it's the Thursday? Wednesday? Thursday. Has to be a Thursday. But literally my life right now it's just been so manic. I'm really sorry I haven't done a video recently. First opportunity I've had to do one. That's actually a lie. It's almost the first opportunity, so we'll go with that. So I thought I'd better do one before I forget again. And yeah, just have a catch up. I feel like we've barely spoken recently. What with me doing a job, what with you looking for a job, and things like that. So I hope you're okay. I'm gonna do. There's not really that much to say, to be honest. I don't think. But I'm gonna babble for 20 minutes, and yeah, I hope that you will babble back to me when you have time. So we are in October. We're the 6th day into October. It is scary. Where did September go? It went so quickly. I feel like Christmas is right around the corner. Um, I'm in a jumper. It is officially autumn outside. Breezy, cold, wet and windy. Oh, it's just nasty. It's at that stage now where when I wake up in the morning, I just want to stay under the duvet because it's so snug. It's nice. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. I just ate lunch really quickly and I shouldn't have done. Also, yes, it is autumn, but I've also had and still kind of got my first cold as well. I feel like I haven't had one for a while. I think the last one was probably at uni when I was getting really stressed out and stuff. But I've had a throaty kind of sniffly, sneezy thing going on, which hasn't been great. Trying to talk to customers and say, "What would you like that?" It doesn't go down well. So they kind of made me do all the jobs that needed cleaning and things like that. And then they'd be like, "Okay, now just go home early. You're clearly contagious, and we don't want to put customers off their food." So I've still got a bit of that. I'll have some Lemsip in a minute. I'm desperately trying to get rid of it. So yeah, so we're in autumn. September went past really, really quickly. What has been happening? I've been at work. Um, excuse me, my nose is running. I've been at work most days. I'm coping with it a lot more. The weekends are still phenomenally busy. We've not had a Saturday or a Sunday where we're not fully booked yet. So we're in our 4th week of opening. We've been open a month now, and we're still fully booked every weekend. So if we get a walk in, we have to turn them away. We're like, we don't have any room. But weekdays has quietened down so much. It's unbelievable, to the point where they're even cutting the rota, so they haven't fired people, but they're giving people less hours because they don't want to pay people to be standing around doing nothing, which is fair enough. But then when we do get a little bit busy, it's like, oh my god, there's only 2 of us, and how are we going to do all these tables? But it's going okay. I'm starting to adjust to the times as well. There's still no week is the same. So for example, today's my day off, but last week I was working on Thursday, 11 till close, so I never exactly know what's going to happen the next week, but he's definitely learnt that I need 2 days off, which is nice. And as well, I think they're a bit more sensitive, shall we say, to people who stay late but then need to get the bus home or are in early the next day and things like that. So it's nice that they're working that out. Pay is still really good. I've started a savings account with my dad, partly because I didn't want to open a new bank account and risk paying interest and losing money and things like that. So I thought for now, just because I don't have time to look into all the bank accounts and things like that to figure out what one's best, I thought I'll just pay my dad some money each week, based on my tips and tips alone, and then he'll save that for me, and then that will become like, eventually I'll transfer that into a bank account, and that will be like my house fund. That's the intention. At the moment, after 4 weeks, I have 600 quid just in tips, which is bloody good, because that's got nothing to do with like my weekly paycheck or anything. So I could transfer more money if I wanted to, but at the moment I'm kind of leaving that set aside for like clothes or Christmas or just things I want to do and stuff. So the savings going really, really well. You may notice behind me, right here, all this empty space. Yeah, and we have a thing there that shouldn't be there. Basically, my room is going through a little bit of a transformation, but it's just taking forever to happen. So because I'm not doing an interior design job, I kind of felt like I was being left out. So I've done a proposal to my parents, and I've said, look, my Disney designer collection is growing because I've now got six dolls. So I got Belle, which you saw because I was ranting to you about the struggle of getting it. But I've now got 6 dolls, and they're all kind of lined up. You can't see them because this thing's in the way, but they're lined up down here, on the white thing. And the problem is, I've now run out of white, like, footing to put them on. So I kind of thought, okay, there's like at least another 20 more dolls to collect. And yes, I'm not going to be able to afford them all right away, but if I ever want to get another one, where am I going to put it? Bear in mind, like, the animated dolls are behind the screen. So I came up with a little plan, which I don't know if you're really gonna, I don't know if you can remember my room, but basically, I can't get used to this camera today. It's far too early, far too late even. Okay, so over here is the door. So this is for the wall, literally, where the cupboards are. So the door into my bedroom here. Then keeping that cupboard, keeping the single cupboard. But then where this one is, we're gonna get rid of it. I've completely emptied it. There's nothing left in the cupboard whatsoever. It's all gone. And instead, we're gonna put this unit in its place, and then we're going to put the TV on top of it, like that, and then we're going to ask a builder to build shelves up to the ceiling. So not all the way at the top, but just 4 to 5 shelves. And if my dimensions work out correctly, which there's no guarantee they do, I should be able to fit 5 dolls per shelf. And if I can fit 5 shelves, that's 20 dolls. And then that will free up another 6 down there. So in theory, it'll work. Basically, the whole reason why I had to do that plan is because we've had so much bother with, oh shit, that's just reminded me of something. We've had so much bother with this wall, that one, where Ziggy's canvases are, because basically above the canvases was going to go my TV, and we were going to mount it on the wall. And so we bought a bracket, fine, didn't cost very much, 20 quid I think. And we had a electrician-y friend of the family come in, and he hadn't got a clue what he was doing. So he suggested we got the wrong bracket and that we needed one on a swing so that we could access every bit of the TV. So like the DVD bit was here and it was too far against this cupboard. So he said get one with a swing and then you'll be able to fully use it. So we went out, we bought a new bracket, 40 quid later, so that's 60 quid for 2 brackets. And we got a new person to come in. We didn't want to get the electrician back because he didn't really know what he was doing. We got a new person in, and he didn't think that the wall was going to be strong enough to hold the weight. so he thinks that there's like the wooden support, but then that it's hollow inside, that there's no bracing or bracketing or anything. So he's worried if we drill into the wall and then try to put, I mean the mount alone probably weighs more than the TV, but if we can join that weight and put it on this wall, he's worried it's going to like bring it down and stuff like that. So then we were like, well, do we risk it and hope that nothing happens, or do we go against it? And so I voted that we go against it, because I'm more worried that if the wall falls down, the like bigger cost of it. Like, yes, it's annoying that we've lost 60 quid, but when I had a day off, I was going to try and sell the brackets on eBay, which I've yet to do, so we'll try and do that in a minute. So that is where this planning kind of came to mind, because I was like, I really want this TV up. And at the moment, it's just sat all the way over there on the floor, not being used, still bubble wrapped from moving home from uni, so I could really do with it out of its box. And at the moment, because we're waiting on a builder to come and measure up, I've started preparing. So these are now, these two cupboards here, completely empty. There's no clothes in it. I managed to squish everything into there. I had a big clear out. But I also want him to touch this little alcovey bit as well, because at the moment it's dead space, it's not being used. So I've said, if he can do it, can you put some more shelves and possibly like some drawers down there, because then again I get more storage space. Because that's the really annoying thing in my room. There's a good amount of floor area, floor surface, whatever, but in terms of storage, it's shit. Because the ceiling does this, so that is literally the only straight wall, and it's covered because there's so many cupboards in front of it. So I've said to my mum and dad, if we can find someone who'll do it, I'll pay for it, because, you know, I want it done, it's my room, and I don't feel like they should have to pay for it. But at the moment it's just really annoying trying to get the build around, because they're all just so unreliable. So that's that. So yeah, so I've completely cleared out that alcove too, and all the drawers. The laptop is currently sitting on the one that goes in front of the sofa. That one, as I said, used to go down there, and I've just pushed it in. Completely emptied that whole area, so my sofa bed's a no-go because everything's on the sofa bed instead. I've got stuff downstairs because I don't quite know where to put it till the shelves go in. It's just a mess. I want it done now, like, I just want my room back to normal. So yeah, that's that. I've got, I know you saw the photo, but I don't think I've actually shown you in this video. My ears pierced, ba-doom, ba-doom. They're completely fine, touch wood. I did the whole cleaning process and stuff. No sign of an infection, which is great. I think in like 2 weeks or something like that, we get to go back and we have the option to downsize. So because at the time I said to her I may want a hoop for this one, they've put in a bigger stud to allow, I don't quite understand it, to allow for the room of the hoop or something like that. But to be honest, I prefer the studs. I don't want the hoop. But I'm going to go back with Becca anyway, because she does want the hoop. And I'm going to see if she'll change, like if the studs could be changed for smaller studs, if that makes sense. Because they move quite a lot at the moment, and they probably shouldn't. But yeah, they're fine. I don't like sleeping on them, but I have rolled over onto them, and it doesn't hurt anymore. Still a bit cautious when I wash my hair. I try not to soak it and things like that. But I'm absolutely loving them. Every time I see them in the mirror, I kind of think, oh, and I look at it and think I've seen it for the first time. So that happened a few weeks ago. Work are completely fine with it, which is good because I ain't coming out. What else? So yeah, so Rangers Day, October, we started Christmas shopping. I know it sounds stupid. I personally haven't, but my mum and dad have been like buying Christmassy like sauces and stuff that we use for the dinner, or like that we just generally have. And they've been like putting it by in the cupboard, and then my sister's been on at me saying, can you give me a Christmas list? And I was like, oh my god, I don't have time to write a Christmas list. But I wrote one for her this morning, and I put a range of stuff on it, saying, you know, £10 the cheapest, 219 is the most expensive, not sold off. So I have no idea what she's getting from it, and I promised I'm not going to buy anything on that list or Disney related for myself. And just to show you how busy I've been, the new designer collections that were released every 2 weeks, I missed this week's one. I honestly swear to God, I thought they were being released tomorrow, and I don't know where I got that date from, but that's what I had in my mind, and they got released 2 days earlier to that. So when I started doing this Christmas list, I thought, hold on a minute, that one should be coming out soon, and I just went on the Disney website to see if they had any kind of advertisement going on, and I saw a massive sold out sign, and I was like, oh, damn it. And I went onto eBay, and sure enough, Alice and the Red Queen are now on eBay for sale for so much more than £100. So I am gutted that I missed them, but not as much, if that makes sense. So yes, I still want them, but I was so much more desperate to get Cinderella and Belle because they are traditionally the princesses, and I knew just how much more expensive those two would go on sale. So Alice, I think, will drop down in price quite quickly, whereas Belle, if anything, I think she'll just go up in price. So I'm so glad I got her. So yes, that just shows how busy with work I've been in. It's been crazy. In terms of people still there, we've had one new guy. That's it. Everybody else has stayed put. Although we do have a sacking happening. I don't quite have to say it. But somebody's getting sacked, and we're so happy. I don't really want to say it on here, so I'll text you that bit. But it's great news all round. Everybody's really happy that it's happening. So that's good. What else? I don't really have much else to say, I don't think. Met up with, Becca's been on holiday, so I need to meet up with her soon. Having days off like this is so much harder because you can't plan anything with people. You have to literally, the week before, if that, be like, oh yeah, so I'm free on Sunday, are you? And things like that. So I'll try and meet up with her next week, once I get my new rota. I met up with my cousin 2 days ago, I think. Oh, Hayley and I went to see Bridget Jones's Diary a week ago, a little bit longer, don't know. It was really, really good. So I gave you the third book. I don't know if you've read it yet, but the book, completely different to the film. They don't, you wouldn't think the film is the adaptation of the book because they differ that much. If anything, I would personally say that the film could make way for a fourth film, if that makes sense, and then the fourth film could be the third book. I think they've just made up this whole new story. But anyway, it was ridiculously funny. We were peeing our pants with laughter. I really recommend you watch it. It was good. It was so good. And then my cousin and I went out shopping Tuesday just gone. And I bought a couple of woolies, which is really nice, but my hands are quite cold. And we went and been to the cinema a lot lately. We went and saw the Tim Burton film, Mrs. Peregrine's Peculiar Children's Home thing. It was weird. I didn't like it. I'm glad I saw it, but I'm glad she paid for the ticket. So I bought lunch, she paid for the ticket, and I'm glad I didn't buy my own ticket. I'd have been really disappointed, but it was weird. but I mean, you know, lives up to Tim Burton, I guess, in weirdness. Also coming out in the cinema soon is Inferno, one of the latest Dan Brown books turned into movies. And my supervisor and the Fantastic Four of us, um, little nicknames, so basically the four originals, the four full-timers, who were originally there before anybody else got employed, we call ourselves the Fantastic Four because we haven't been sacked. But we're gonna go and see Inferno when it comes out, which I think is next week. But trying to get a time where we're all off is gonna be insane, so we might have to see it in like 2s and 3s. The sky is turning so grey out there, I think it's gonna rain. What else? There's really not that much else to say. There is. I'm doing quite well as a waitress apparently. I had my first mystery diner come in, and they scored me 100%, which was really nice because having not done the job before, and having no experience in it and things like that, I mean, it's not like you need experience, you just need to be friendly and you need to know what the basic things to do are. But they'd written my name all over the report going, Kelly, our waitress, was friendly, she was super smiley, she made us feel welcome, she's a credit to the company, you're lucky to have her. And I was literally reading this report and I was just like, oh, they're lucky to have me. My manager came up to me and said, okay, you're not allowed to leave anytime soon. Which is pretty cool. And if you get 100%, means they reward you, and I think it equates to £50 worth of Amazon vouchers. So it does pay to be nice to people sometimes because you get rewarded. Although in saying that, we have had some shitty customers too. It's just a really mixed bunch of people who come in. We get the odd people who come back as well. But yeah, it's good. I am liking it, and I like having a purpose in a way of something to do, which is nice. My hair really needs a wash. I'm sorry, I'm just surveying the greasiness. What was I going to say? I'd started paying rent to my mum and dad. It took a long time, but obviously I had no money before I had this job. Now I have money. Hayley thought I had a little bit too much to know what to do with, so she was like, I was paying rent, I feel like you should pay rent. So we've agreed that up until Christmas I'll pay £100 a month, and then once Christmas is over we'll survey and then we may increase it to a little bit more, because obviously she was paying 180, but she was in a higher paid job than me, and it was like a lot more stable as well. So they were like, well, as long as you keep saving at the same time that you're giving us something, then that's the main thing. So that's all good. I'm proper, I don't know. I desperately need a haircut. I need it washed first, but I mean it's so long. It's high up at the moment, but it's so long. It's bonkers. I think I'm gonna book a day off soon. Or request it as one of my days off, where I do doctors, dentist, hair appointment, because I have to book these things in advance. And the problem is that I won't know what my rota is. So if I say to him I can't work, as long as it's a weekday, he'll be fine. As long as it's not Friday. But if I say I need the Tuesday off in November, then that's fine. He should give it to me. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm trying to think. Ollie's got a new single out tomorrow. Oh, I don't think I mentioned it on here, but I have told you about it. I bought tickets to go and see Ollie in March. I think it's March. I'm sure it's March 30th, I think. So obviously, I would love for you to come and join me. We'll discuss it a lot nearer the time, and obviously circumstances between your job and my job could change. So we'll see. But if you can pay to get to London, and I meet you in London, the ticket is on me, because it's not fair for you to pay to travel here and then pay for your ticket. So honestly, like, we'd do that as half and half to make it easier. But I'd love for you to come, and obviously it would have been a long time since we'd have seen each other as well. So that would be really, really cool, and then we'd have to work something out for like during the summer, something like that. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. His single's out tomorrow, I think I just said that. X Factor is shit this year. It's ever decreasing as each year goes past, but I still feel obliged to watch it because I always have done, and it's, for me, it's the countdown to Christmas. And we're now, this weekend, starting live shows as well, so properly counting down to Christmas. Like, there's what, another 8 weeks maybe till Christmas Day, which is scary. Also scary, I only get Christmas Day off and so many of us want to book like Boxing Day or New Year's Day, so I'm going to have a serious talk with my family and find out what day Hayley and John will come round, because normally they'll either be with us Boxing Day and then in Brighton for New Year's, like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, or they'll go to Brighton Boxing Day, and then they'll stay over at ours New Year's, and then be with us New Year's Day. So whatever one they'll come to us for, and I want to get that one off, because I want to see Hayley at that time. He said I can already have my birthday off, so I'll just remind him about that, and it's fine. I don't mind working Christmas Eve, I don't. Boxing Day, I'd rather not, but there's every chance it will be double pay, so at least there's no depressing downside. It will just be insanely busy. We've released our Christmas menu, and we've taken so many bookings as well. I don't understand why people just don't cook themselves a turkey, celebrate with their family in the comfort of their own home. They don't even have to leave. They can have the TV on, they can have the heating on, they can pig out, they can wear pyjamas if they want to. I don't understand the whole going out on Christmas Day. It's stupid. So yeah, so that's everything. I think we're approaching Halloween soon. I keep seeing like things related to Halloween, and I know it's coming up. I think it's the end of October, and of course it'll be bonfire night, and it'll be Christmas, which is scary, so scary, and then it'll be 2017. So yeah, so other than me just worrying about where time is going, I think I've said everything. I need to go get a Lemsip, or I need to stand up, because I'm sitting down. My system is getting clogged up. So I'm going to go have a Lemsip and speak to my dad, because he's downstairs, and I kind of feel like it's my day off, I should spend it with him. I haven't really got anything else to say. I will try and update you soon. I don't know when, just whenever I can. And let me know how you're getting on in terms of job front, home front, and everything else front. I assume, it's hard to keep track, I assume Sam's now back at his house and you're back in Cornwall. But I know he was coming down for the holiday, but I think he's gone back now. So regardless, I hope you're both okay. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon, I promise. I promise it won't be as long.